Hey Ryan, why don't you have any pants on?
I wasn't prepared.
Caught with your pants down? If you're not prepared for your videos, that's gonna give a hit to your confidence. So our number one tip, we're gonna talk about that. It's how to prepare for your videos. Hi, I'm Eric.
And I'm Ryan.
And we are Pop Your Presence, helping you be better on camera and online. And today we're talking about the right way to prepare to make your videos better and more watchable.
Probably the easiest tip is to simply know what you're going to talk about.
Yeah, so we've developed a couple different techniques. We're gonna talk about how we prepare for our videos, and there's a couple different ways you can do it. There's no right or wrong answer, but we're gonna tell you what's been working for us.
So there's this huge debate raging on the interwebs. I don't know if you've noticed, but it's whether or not when you're preparing a video, should you bullet it or should you script it?
And so we've come around on this point, and let's talk about where we started and where we are now. So early on in your earlier videos, a couple years ago, you were doing like pretty heavily scripted stuff, right?
Yeah, and that was more of a comfortability thing. There's nothing wrong with scripting out what you're going to say, but at the same time, sometimes it can take away from the way you deliver it to the audience. Some people, they're just not born performers. I do acting professionally. I'll throw up a clip right here so you believe me. So for me, even in my YouTube videos, I did sometimes come off scripted, and that can shove away the audience.
Now, my impression of what you were doing was you were performing a lot. You're performing for the camera as opposed to talking to the audience. And so we worked on that, even though you're a paid actor, a natural performer, it sort of pushes people away. So we did a lot of work, and we sort of moved more into a place of bullets, which is what we're doing now.
And that is something that you, when you were beginning YouTube, you were more bullet based, but what were your struggles that you had when you were doing that starting out?
So early on, yeah, I had bullets, but I had trouble kind of getting the intention behind the bullets right because I just wasn't that comfortable on camera, so I'd do 4 or 5 different takes. A lot of it, I have fairly technical stuff. I have an automotive channel. A lot of it is conveying technical information. You sort of have to get it right. So we'll talk about how I practiced to get that better later. So you're watching this video here, and what technique did we use for this video and the other ones that we're doing commentary on?
So some things that we look at when we're making a video is you need to hook the audience right away. So to do that, sometimes it's better to know what you're gonna say when you're going into the video. If you get those first few lines scripted in, then move into bullets. That's a good way we found to transition.
The first couple seconds are key to get your audience in, so we like to have some precision there. We know what we're gonna say, first 2 or 3 lines, and then we move into the bullets.
Exactly.
We're gonna show you an example of one of our earlier videos, and then you can obviously compare it to this one right here.
Oh no.
You can really only go so fast on the street within, safe limits. You go a little too fast and you find yourself off the edge of a cliff.
So we've talked about bullets, we've kind of talked about scripting to an extent, but on your channel it's very technical. Sometimes you talk about cars, you have to talk about specs. So when it comes to scripting and bulleting, how do you find that balance?
I have an automotive channel, and I do 2 types of videos. Some are in the shop, where I'm doing how-to stuff and I'm working on my car, I'm doing a swapping an engine, and the other stuff is more commentary based, like what we do together. So a lot of times there is something technical that I need to bring across. I'll have the bullets, but I'll memorize the specs, I'll memorize the numbers, and then the intention around it. So I'm not gonna completely script it out, but I do need to get those numbers in there, the names in there, because the internet can be pretty harsh if you get some of that stuff wrong.
So I think something that you should think about, whether you're trying to decide if you want to script or bullet, is think about the intention of the video. Depending on the content, it'll help make up your mind about whether scripting is a good option for this part, or it's all bullets, or all of the above.
We've moved away from heavily scripted stuff, and I think when you're starting out, that's probably not a good way to go because it doesn't make you comfortable on camera. You've got a lot of pressure to memorize all these lines, and ultimately it's gonna come across as a performance where you're talking like this to the camera and you're sort of giving your lines as opposed to having a conversation.
If you're out there and you've been doing videos for a little while, I'm actually curious, leave down below in the comments what you do.
If you wanna learn more about how to be good on camera, we have a Facebook group. I'm gonna link it below. We've also got Twitter, we have Instagram, we have all these things, and be sure to subscribe. We'll see you in the next video.